was recently in an interview as a media executive for Vogue magazine, and whilst I was in the interview, the opportunity arose for me to talk about the York Award and just explain to them exactly how it helped me reflect on my experiences while I've been at university, sort of how I've been using skills in employment, what I've gained from my course and how I intend to use it in the future. And by doing the York Award and by having the help and support from the team, I've really sort of self-reflected on what I've learned and what I can bring to my new job, and they were quite impressed with the fact that I'd gained the York Award, and in the end it helped me get the job.
Okay, so the assessment process for the York Award, you have to write it out a form and you also have an interview. And I found that it's really, really helpful for not only future applications and what you want to go into the future, but just to reflect on your experiences at university, everything you've gained, even your actual degree. You realise there's a lot more that you've gained from just academia. So it's been really helpful. The staff are fantastic. They give you loads of support. There's loads of courses you can go on. I did a couple. One of them was, I think, Speaking Your Mind, where you do presentations. And I found that although in tutorials you get to do presentations, I always felt quite nervous giving them. And this course is fantastic for really making you do several on-the-spot things. You have time to prepare sometimes. And it's really helpful, not just for interviews, but for saying that you've gained something, you've addressed a weakness. The career service are very supportive. You can go and talk to them one-on-one. They give you very good feedback. So generally, yeah, it's really good.
I found the York Award really helpful to give focus at a time when you don't really have many lectures going on. You can feel like you are actually making a difference and you can do things to help in the community. And make the most of your university life.
As a third-year student, I've been applying for jobs and applications over the last 6 to 8 months, and I found the interview process and trying to describe actually what I've done over the last 3 years at university and how that's helped me and how I can transfer what I've learned to an employer through an interview. That's been priceless. And I actually managed to learn and try and present myself in an appropriate way that I think made me different and made me stand out through all my work that I've done through student activities.
Well, the main reason I chose to actually come to York was the course, obviously my management course that I'm doing, but also the York Award really attracted me to York. I decided to do the York Award because there was a lot of elective courses on the York Award which actually helped me when I was applying for a job. I learned a lot of things on the York Award courses which then I could use in the workplace, and at the moment now I'm just graduating with my York Award. I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to use those transferable skills.
I found the York Award really useful because it gave me a focus. So with all my extracurricular activities, volunteer work, work experience and all the courses, I found that it gave me something to focus to work towards. So I found it very useful in that respect.
It attracted me because it offers such an opportunity to make the most of coming to university. So from day one it was my intention to pursue all of the courses and to get as into everything as I could. The courses were very useful in developing my skills, particularly in terms of communication, and also in determining exactly what I wanted to gain in the future after university. And I think it's been a very valuable experience.
Okay, I chose to do the York Award because I've done a lot of extracurricular stuff at York, and I felt that by doing the York Award and filling in the form, it would give me the chance to evaluate myself and to recognise everything that I'd done, and also so that my employers could look at my CV and ask me about the York Award, and then I could explain through that what I'd done at uni and everything. And it was also just a chance really to kind of bring everything together at the end of my university career and appreciate everything that I had done. And it was something that I enjoyed doing, so I thought that it was good to get a reward for everything that I'd done.
All the staff are really willing to help you with the drop-in sessions and with the application process and things. So I think it's less daunting than it seems, and it's very sort of positive, and you get a lot of feedback, and they're really aiming to help you as much as possible.
Probably the most useful experience I got out of my York Award application was the interview process. I hadn't had much interview experience beforehand. However, going along to 2 different interviews, I learned what an employer is actually looking for. In my first interview, I was told it was a little bit too informal, and I learned from that. However, I learned as well through my second interview that enthusiasm was what got me my York Award, and so I learned that there's pros and cons to coming from a different perspective, and how I can use these attributes when I'm actually applying for real jobs in real life.
I got involved in the York Award because I wanted recognition for all the different things I've been doing at university. I've done lots of charity work like with Student Action and RAG, and I was in the officer training course. I've learned lots of skills that are really employable, and I heard that the York Award gave you recognition for that. So it was really great in that sense, but it was also really helpful in the sense that I've never had an interview in my life before. I've never had to really fill out a proper application form. So it really helps give some practice in that, and the feedback we gained was also really helpful. So yeah, it's helped with my employability and learning how to work the system of getting a job, I guess.
I did 3 of the courses, the project management one, the speaking your mind, and also the interview skills. And I found the courses that the York Award offered were really useful just to kind of hone in on skills that you might not have developed in in your course. And in particular, the interview training one was really, really useful.